fellow homesteaders. Today we are going to be making an all-natural kitchen scrub. There's no need to be using all kinds of harsh chemical products when things you probably have in your cabinet already will take care of the job without exposing your family and your homestead to any potentially toxic chemicals. I'm going to use some simple table salt and some baking soda. This is really all that you're going to need to mix equal parts of, but if you want to have a scrub that smells really nice to leave the kitchen sink and bathroom tub or shower walls or any counters that you're scrubbing with, you can go ahead and add some essential oils. If you're dealing with a particularly difficult mess that you want to clean up, soap scum perhaps inside the bathtub, you can put in some borax. There's a lot of common misconception about borax. Borax and boric acid are definitely not the same thing. I see how natural borax is debated as a pretty hot topic on some organic or homesteading or similar types of natural forums and in comments beneath articles. I don't always use borax, but I do use it a lot. I use it when making my my laundry soap. The only time I don't use borax if it's going to be part of a recipe for maybe naturally killing weeds or any other cleaner inside the home that either our dogs or our livestock could get near, because if you do ingest it, it's poisonous. So I do use it. I had one laid out here, but I accidentally tripped the mouse trap and I wanted to show you, and I'm not good at resetting them. But if you want to mix some peanut butter in with some borax, I throw a little bit of sugar in it too, and put on a mouse trap, works way better than cheese. So in that sense, I guess I do have it around an animal to ingest, but only the pest. But you can read about the different ingredients and use some borax and decide whether you want to add that to your natural cleaning regimen in this recipe or in others. It does work wonders. So what we're going to do is I have a spray bottle here, and you can use a spray bottle and use a scrubby recipe as a spray, which is handy in the shower or on vinyl shower curtains. But you have to really crunch down or use a smaller amount of the baking soda to get that to work, or it can clog the nozzle. So you got to kind of play around with that. I know that sometimes I have friends that'll take this nozzle part off so it leaves a bigger opening, and they have much better luck using baking soda based recipes as a spray. But I am just going to be mixing equal parts of salt and baking soda in a bowl. I'm going to use it, demonstrating here, to scrub out my stainless steel sink. Now, with a stainless steel sink, or anything that's stainless steel, there sometimes can be a bit of a residue left behind, a little film from the baking soda. So if that happens, and definitely to make it more sprayable, you could add some distilled white vinegar into the recipe, which makes it a little bit more liquid based. Whether you're doing a squirting or not squirting, that should help with any residue film that's left behind. Or you can just go ahead and use this base recipe, and then, sometimes the baking soda sticks, pan it out of my stainless steel measuring cups here. I love these. They're not some chintzy ones. They're nice and thick and sturdy. They're my grandmother's. I imagine at this point they are at least 70 years old, and they look brand new. But you can just squirt distilled white vinegar or gently rub it on with a cloth if you're having any residue in your stainless steel appliances or your sink. And maybe wipe it dry to get away any streaks, and that'll take away any residue that was caused by the baking soda. So I'm going to mix the salt and the baking soda half and half mixture. Make sure it's all combined, and it's difficult to tell. I can hold it up here and show you, but even looking at it in real life a few inches below me, it's still really difficult to tell because they're both white and the salt particles are so small. I'm going to go ahead and put just a smidgen. I'm not sure if that's an official measurement or not. There's a tablespoon, and I'm not going to add that much. I'm just going to add, let's get down to about a quarter tablespoon of borax in here, just to give it a little extra scrubbing powder on my sink. Stirred in as well, and again, you cannot really tell it's being stirred in because all of the ingredients are a white powdery substance. Now just for my sink, I really wouldn't add any scented essential oils and waste my good oils. But I'll go ahead and put some in here, up to about 8 to 10 drops, depending on how big of a batch you're making. You can kind of do it just by smell or what pleases you. I think I had a roundabout measurement of the baking of essential oils to use in the recipe. And if not, just squirt a little bit in there, drop a little bit in to give it a nice scent. You want to help do your essential oil air freshener and scrubbing all in one. Though here on New Life on the Homestead, we do have a great article about homemade air fresheners. Not just sprays, but all different types. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dampen my sponge. Wring it out. This is the sponge I use for needle felting, so I had one handy, but I don't wet it for needle felting. If you've not tried that awesome old-fashioned handicraft, you can go ahead and look here on New Life on the Homestead, and if it's not, I think it's already published. There's an article about how to needle felt and make good use of the wool from your lambs. I am just going to sprinkle a bit of this around my sink. Then take my sponge. I'm just going to scrub it around. If it's a big mess or a thick mess, you can let it set on there for a little bit. And if I wasn't doing a video right now, I probably would. And just let it sit for a little while and sink in. But I'm going to stop talking briefly. And yes, I have the ability to do that, even though my husband might not agree. And let you listen to the scouring sound. You can hear the and a lot of it's from the borax and the salt, because the baking soda is a softer powder. You can hear it actually doing the scraping, scouring job. There we go, nice homesteading cleaning sound effects. You can clean it all down there. And because this is stainless steel, I would normally do the white vinegar spritz after it, but it's a sink. So all I have to do is just run the water. I'm hoping to bring up, and I'll take a picture of the sink. I should have done it before, but that's how much goo that the baking soda and salt and a little bit of borax cleared up just that quickly out of my sink, just residue that you really couldn't even tell was there. So I'll continue to scrub it and get it nice and clean. I imagine it might take me 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes at the very most, including the time I've already committed to this sink, this side of the sink. To clean it off, it'll be nice and sparkling clean, and and the salt has some disinfecting properties. Of course, distilled white vinegar has more. But if you're using the essential oils, you want to use them for scent, but you might also give some thought to the disinfecting, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral properties some of the oils have. If you're cleaning your kitchen counters, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.